Incredible greetings. Hello, everyone. Incredible greetings. Alrighty, let's get this set up over here. We're going to go edit privacy. We're going to go public, and then we're going to hit share. All right. All right, there we go. Hello, hello, hello. Incredible greetings. I'm just getting this all shared out real quick, so bear with me. Bear with me a moment. Okay, there we go. All righty. Hello, hello, hello. Every time you write city girl, I think period. Incredible morning. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna start saying that. It's on period. But hello, 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 everyone. I am Shakia, the professor of HSINK365. And I'm going to stop my intro right there because that is a part of what today's discussion is that sometimes people don't see you past like that intro, right? I know I come on and it's, incredible greetings. I am Shakia, the professor of HSINK365, home of the Honestly Speaking brand, 365 Creative Academy, where we teach you to unlock your creativity. I have a YouTube channel that's been active for 8 years, teaching how to use Silhouette Studio. And it's like, it stops there, right? Yes, I use my social media platform to promote to promote our business. It is a major part of my business, but also in that, I'm a content creator, right? I am not in a position like major companies and maybe having like a certain, the traditional marketing budget to have actors and scenes and directors and all these different things to create commercials and working with ad companies to be on TV and be on magazines and be on billboards. So I utilize a lot of social media and what would be considered a lot of free marketing to, at this current stage of our business, to promote and to build brand awareness and coming on lives and doing different things so that people know that, hey, HS Inc. exists, right? So it seems as if people forget that Shakia the Professor is also just Shakia. And I received a message in regards to someone feeling as if my live on yesterday was not on brand. It is not something that I should be discussing on my platform when it was on my regular page. It says Shakia Lavelle. So I'm trying to figure out, is it because someone feels like they know me, but is it that they really only know me, or you only see me as Shakia the Professor and not as a person, to where I can't have a thought, I can't want to discuss a current event? Every time I open my mouth, am I supposed to only be talking about creativity or sublimation or printing or foam boards or my classes that are coming up? Is it supposed to be all business? Am I not supposed to have a regular thought as a human? And if that's how you may feel about me, because you were introduced to me at, in this business world, in this creative sense, like that's how you were introduced to me. I'm now going to flip that around, being the business coach that I am. Would the same not hold true in the fact that family, friends, and like other people around you, they were first introduced to you as someone who did not have a business? So is it so far-fetched that when they need something, a shirt, a cup, a tumbler, a candle, any type of service, they need cleaning service, they need their car washed, that they don't think about you? Because I feel like I have a balance in having regular conversations, and I also talk about business. But for a lot of people who are getting into business, if it seems as if you have not found that balance between your personal and your business, because you're still operating on more of the personal and you're wondering why no one sees you as business. So for me, this has become a real issue. Now going back into professor mode and teaching. Right now, this is one of several stories that's big that people can connect with nationwide, even globally. So a lot of people are talking about it. For anyone who utilizes social media as their main source of awareness and marketing, this is a great opportunity to pretty much boost your algorithm, because so many people are talking about it, where these social media platforms are going to push the content that's going to keep people on their platforms. Right about now, they don't really care about your candles, your spa, your car wash business. They don't care about your embroidery business and the little posts that you're making for that. Right now, what's keeping people on their social media platforms, like, it's a great deal of people, they're commenting about this situation. So if you think that their computers aren't picking up on that and picking up on those who are talking, okay, let's push this, because they're going to keep talking on this, and not figuring out how to utilize that and how to leverage that. So it's not to say that you have to really get completely into it and discuss the politics and discuss the morality and accountability or get very religious with it. But it can prove beneficial to where your page that's lying dormant and no one is seeing your content, it is not coming up in your friends, your families, your customers, even if it's a customer that may have just purchased the last thing that you post, they may not have seen that because your content is lying dormant for them. So even if mentioning it, whether it was to inject your thoughts, your opinions, your point of views on something as a regular person and not a business person, could have actually helped your algorithm and could have helped your reach and made it really, hey, I'm on this app. Hello, I exist over here. I end up finding someone last night on TikTok, just kind of going through it or whatever. She opened the panel, she allowed people to kind of come on or whatever. And in the discussion, she was smart about it. She stopped and had breaks like, hey, I have all of these eyes on me. Yes, you brought your happy-go-lucky behind over here for some tea, to be nosy, to hear other people's perspectives for hours and hours and hours. Howbeit, don't let this little lie fool you. This is not what I'm all about. I am a multi-million dollar, or I'm a brand strategist. I help businesses. I'm a female entrepreneur. So she kept having her breaks. And it's like when she was articulating her thoughts, her views, and how she just kind of ran it, I was very intrigued to where she got a follow from me. I went and I looked at her content. Oh, okay. So she utilized this situation that everybody's eyes, when I say everybody, but a good number of people's eyes are on. And now people who never knew she existed, because I didn't know who she was before last night, never came across my timeline. She has a very, very decent following. She's very successful at what she does. I went through some of her content. I was like, oh, okay, well, dang, why didn't they ever bring, I spend time on these social media platforms for that type of content, right? I'm always looking to connect with other business coaches or those who are entrepreneurs. Those are the things that I search. That's normally where I'm at, the space that I'm on social media. Never came across this woman. Never. And all because she had an open forum, open discussion about this. I end up finding someone whose content I actually enjoy, someone who I can, maybe even one day connect with, network with. You never know what these things will bring about. Some people say, well, why are we talking about this and not talking about something else? This is also should teach you something when it comes to your business. I don't know about y'all, but for me, business is a big part of who I am, and I tend to think about the business side of things quite often, right? So I saw a comment that said something about, I guess there's a situation with a country music singer or whatever. Is there going to be as much talk about this person? Are you going to drag him like they did Carly and stuff like that? And for me, I feel like it's a racial issue. Like, okay, well, you have this white man who did whatever, because I haven't even looked up the story. I don't care about that. That did not interest me. I'm not into the country music scene. I would not be checking for this dude. And then it's like comparing it to a situation and what's going on for whatever side of the discussion you are on when it comes to Carly, right? That also should teach you that people have different preferences, things that they put their energy into. I don't care about that situation. I don't care if you lied. I don't care if it, I'm not going to say if it was like the exact same situation, because I did do a little bit of research and it's totally different. But that's something that's never going to come up on my radar. It's something that's not going to interest me. I would have never known anything about your lyrics, where you did this video at, if somebody did not bring it up, right? Because I'm not checking for that. I'm not looking for that. Guess what? In your businesses, there's things that you make, ain't nobody checking for it. They're not checking for it for you to be the person that provides that product that provides that service. As a business owner, once you get into the mindset of business and you are looking at everything through the lens of business, you start to see things differently. Things start to connect and they start to make more sense, even though it may seem like it's totally left field. It has nothing to do with business. It really, like, the principle of it It really does. It has to do with your branding, your marketing. Why is no one buying from you? Why is no one know who I am? Like I'm making posts, I'm doing this. Why does no one care? Because there are other things in the world that people just simply don't care about. There's so many people pushing this narrative and pushing this thing on entrepreneurs, especially in the crafting space, that your assignment is not local, it's global, it's nationwide, it's all of this. Yet there are other people who are doing the same thing that you're doing in all of these other places. It's not like something like you have something that's totally unique and you can't keep this and what you do to your local area. You have to get it out to the nation. You have to get it out to the world. There are groups that show there are hundreds of thousands of people that do exactly what it is that you do. So why is it that you, who barely post, you don't invest any real money, you want to rely on the power and you want to be successful off the backs of Etsy because it is a global platform. So you want to go on there and just hope and find that, hope and pray that someone finds you. You want to get a website, you got a website, but what are you actually doing for those who are not in your local area? Hell, the people in your local area to even find you. We want to jump to a website and we skip over things like Google. I know, like when I have my creative business, some people don't even know about Google business, because when people Google you, you want to be found on one of the biggest search engines ever. We're worried about the wrong things when it comes to business. There's a situation that happened here, I guarantee. So right now, if you guys tell me where from, okay, I see Jesse. Hey, Jesse, he's in West Virginia. Very big case. Well, situation. I personally think it's a big situation because I'm like, our justice system is freaking bonkers. Okay. So we're dealing with, in the news report, there was a young lady, she's 18 years old. And she has a 3-year-old. I was like, oh, wow. So she, teenage mother, right? This lady hired a hitman, or tried to hire a hitman. She posted on a site to hire a hitman to unalive her 3-year-old. That's not something that's going to concern someone in West Virginia or Washington or Oklahoma, Canada, New Mexico, UK. That story is probably going to stay right here unless another news source picks it up and they happen to post it and someone will see it when it comes to local. But a lot of the times the local news stays local news. I personally think that's what Carly thought. I think that she thought that was going to stay local, that it was not going to get out. So this 18-year-old tried to get a hitman for her 3-year-old, and they let her out on $15,000 bond. Excuse me, with the ankle monitor. Hey, hold up. What the hell a 3-year-old gonna do to you? I just don't understand our justice system. But that is a situation that happened here. Will anybody ever know about that nationwide? Will they ever know about that globally? No. So why is it that in business you think that it's going to be automatic? Just because you put yourself on social media, you create a website, that you're now going to instantly attract those people, like just attract customers nationwide. Oh, I'm sorry. I must be losing y'all. The memes have definitely been hilarious. Tell those people to go somewhere. This is your channel. You can talk about what you want. Exactly. And I can talk about it. I can delete it. It doesn't have to live here forever, but I don't like typing all that shit out. I have too much to say to be trying to type out a bunch of stuff that folk ain't gonna read. So it's more, it's more of an impact for me to do it visually. In the words of Mama D, my page is my page, and if you don't like it, leave. I know that's right. If they didn't want to see your live yesterday, they could have kept it moving. They could have kept it moving on my live video. Didn't have to comment on any of the posts that I have. damn didn't have to come into my inbox and tell me what is not something they expected from me. And to have this open discussion, they don't follow me to hear about this type of. That just threw me for a whole loop. So yeah. Let's see. And it depends on your race and the punishment that you get for your crime. I feel you, Professor. No one is bothering me. I'm not gonna say never bothered, but it's not necessarily like bothering, but it does become a teaching moment. For me, I'm I can never turn off the professor mode in this. Like, some of the comments, yes, I was going through some of y'all comments. Y'all are hilarious. And someone was like, hey, if something happened to me, I need the professor on it, because I'm a detail oriented person. And I thrive off of details, the smallest of details. So for somebody like me, yes, this is kind of triggering, and these details don't line up for me, for my perspective, how I process things, how I analyze things. And I just may have happened to come across other people who have that same thought process. If that is not your thought process, it is not to say that you are wrong in your thought process, but there does need to be a level of respect to say, okay, I respect your point of view. You can respect mine. That is how we live in this whole, beautiful, um, we can agree to disagree, and life would be so much better. Probably would end some of the hate and anger and violence and stuff like that if we can just agree to disagree. Your thought process is yours, and by me continuing to talk about mine, it is not to change your mind. It is not to get you to conform to my way of thinking. It is not to shoot down how you are processing it. It's just, this is my point of view. This is my opinion. And you should be open to hearing that. I'm like, and whether I can still be open to hearing what you have to say and still not agree with it. I am a Christian woman. I believe in God. He's my Lord and Savior. I'm a praying woman. When it all happened and went down, my imagination went haywire. Like, I feel like my thoughts were all in left field. I had them created about 1,000 different scenarios in my head about this young lady and what could have happened and this, that, and the third. Like, that's just me. I prayed on it. I prayed on, about the situation and for her safe return. And just because I prayed for someone's safe return does not mean that I cannot now analyze the details. Since some of you guys are triggered by the word evidence, how do we know it's true? The details that have been released according to the people who are talking, because the other party is not talking at all. So according to those who are talking publicly, these are the details that they have found based off of just that one video. Unless that video was doctored, that video told a lot for me. I'm sorry. Like, I was all in. Dang, can't believe this ain't. Let's share this out. Somebody found it, somebody seen something, whatever. I seen the video of the interstate. Ooh, child. We go back away. I'm gonna let the police do what they do, because no, I'm not. No, this just don't make any sense. And I think that is, if something does not make sense to me, I think that it is, for lack of better words, it's just straight up dumb to continue to push this when things are not adding up. It's at that point, it was, okay, well, I hope this just don't even seem right. So I hope that she is, she returns home, she is found, so that folks can get some answers, because right now this is not making any sense. You pray for the best outcome. And although it's sad to talk about it, I mean, in truth, the best outcome is her lying about it. Like, it is better. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense with that, right? If you understand where I'm coming from. I think some people who prayed, I think they wanted their prayer answered like how they thought about it in their mind, because the fact that she is okay, if it is in fact a lie, that outcome is better than it not being a lie and her actually being abducted and never seeing her again. There are people who have loved ones that have been abducted and they don't see them again, or may not see them for years. So is it not better in this situation that it was a hoax? Because that means she gets to see the light. Her parents don't have to worry about burying her and putting her on the shirt. And like, I don't know. Is it better that it was a lie versus it being the truth that she got abducted? Is it better that it's a lie that she has to deal with her own demons of what she did and the consequences of it? And it might be a mental, like, it was like, oh, whatever, you know what she's going through right now. Everybody around the world is talking about her and calling her a liar. Well, if it comes and if it's proven that it was all a lie, she brought that on herself. But is it better or worse for her to have to deal with the mental anguish of facing the world as a liar, or facing the mental anguish of really being tortured, or things happening to her? What are we really praying for when we're praying? Is it that you wanted your outcome? Like, you had a specific, this prayer works if this is the outcome. But if it's something else, now we have everything to say about it. And, well, we don't know this. And you got all these different excuses. We wanted law enforcement on this immediately. Investigate this, find this Black woman, protect the Black woman. That's what people were requesting. Like, y'all got to get on this. It's not enough coverage. We need more police officers. We need more people on this searching for her. So if in that search and they retraced all of her steps and they found these details, is that not what you asked for? You asked for them to dig deep into this, and that's what they did. And somebody was sloppy. They got details that you might feel aren't favorable, but they did the job that people were online begging and demanding that they do. But now, because it's not the result, that it's not the outcome that you built up in your head, it's a problem. Now the police are lying. You were relying on them so much. You wanted the FBI, the CIA, the NAACP. You wanted everybody to drop what they were doing and find her. Now it's, well, why not? Why is it in our business? Was it your business to find her? Why was it your business to find her? And now that she has resurfaced, now when she was unaccounted for, it was everybody's business. Now that she is accounted for and her accounts of things don't line up, now it's give her privacy. Well, why we didn't give her privacy and let her just stay missing? You can't have it both ways. The details are everything. And for me, that's why I think why it's not, oh, why are people so invested? That's just something for me. I don't create creatively processing the details of this. That's how I operate. I process the details of everything. Not sure. Well, you guys probably wouldn't have caught it because it was in the student union. But when I did the second part of the lion logo, I was showing them, I'm like, that there are, or maybe it was on the main live, but you traced it and it's not that great of a trace. Now you have to go in. The average person wouldn't have zoomed in to get those details. I operate in details. Like, it has to make sense to me. So I'm invested because that part of my brain that I work all the time, it needs details. Like that's just who I am. So, and there's other people that are like that. They feed off of the details. And me focusing on details on something as trivial as that helps me in my business. That's what separates the goat from the rest. Thank you. You had your point of view and showed facts as to why you feel your way. My daughter said she wants to take her prayer back. I told her not to because Carly definitely needs prayers. The math ain't mathin'. And this girl went missing in 94 and her family is still looking for her. Exactly. Interesting perspective. I agree. I think it's very fishy as well. And I think it's a lie, but she's still here. Exactly. Now she's going to be on a shirt, Dean. She's not going to be on, exactly. She's going to be on a shirt as a meme. She's not going to be on a rest in peace shirt. But it's definitely some shirts out there with some toilet paper, some Cheez-Its, and some socks with money in it. Celebrities were speaking out for her safe return. So I don't even care. Like, to be honest, like some people were saying that, right? Why does it make it better or make it more serious because a celebrity, like they're regular people? And again, this comes back to, for me, what the real issue is. The putting people on like these weird pedestals to me, like because it was a celebrity, are they not regular people? Them speaking out for her return, her safety on any topic, because they are a celebrity, it's supposed to hold more weight. People feel like, oh, because they have more reach, there are more eyes, on them. It's like they're always calling for people to speak on something. But that's just like with LeBron. And they were like, oh, well, don't speak on this. Just worry about dribbling a basketball. Wait, what? I'm still a person. I'm still human. These things still affect me. Just because that's all you see me as, like that's an issue for you. Some people only see them as basketball or athletes. They only see them as actors. They only see them as millionaires. They don't see them as a person who has their own thoughts. Like that is an issue. That really is an issue. It shouldn't matter if it was if it was a celebrity or if it was an alien. The whole thing was, this is something that was, it caused panic. And it's not that, like, what's crazy is people luring others to unsafe situations, utilizing children, older people, using accidents, animals, things like that. That is not something that is new. It's like we know, like in the back of our minds, right? In the pit of our gut, we know that this is happening. Sad to say, it's probably happening right now somewhere where someone is luring someone in. And unfortunately, we will never know about it. It won't make national news. We don't know why this particular case, I don't think she thought that it would make national news. There's no telling. Like you can't go back and figure out, of all of the people to be missing, why is it that this particular situation made national news? Why was it shared so much? Because people go missing every single day. I told you yesterday, we had a situation. It could have been, I guarantee none of you knew about the situation with the young girl here in Miami, where she basically saved herself from her abductor because she bit the crap out of him and he dropped her. I guarantee that it probably didn't make the news anywhere else, telling parents to be vigilant, because for most people, they saw the area that she lived in and they chopped that up to, oh, that's just her living in the ghetto, her living in the project. That's that situation. Oh, that'll never happen in my gated community. I'm a millionaire. I make this. People didn't care about that. Hell, you got people who were, millionaire. they really don't give a good goddamn about Carly in this situation. Okay, that doesn't affect me in my little bubble, in my little world. That's the world that we live in. So why is it an issue for anyone to talk about it or express their thoughts, their views on it? Somebody who may have been abducted and made their way back home, like they're probably pissed the hell off because you're making a mockery of what I had to live through. It's all about perspective. I don't even think that it was celebrities speaking out about it that made it go nationwide. It was the power of social media, because it was so many people saying, "Oh, y'all see this happen or whatever. We got to find out about it." It was regular people posting about it on TikTok, regular people, or it started more so with social media celebrities, those who are big influencers and content creators, because they have a large audience. I made a post about it, and there were people saying, "Who is this? What you talking about? What's going on?" Or whatever. Did not know anything about it. And then you know what that did for me? In my mind, I'm like, damn, how do you not know? Right? Have you have you been living under a rock? I see it all up and down my timeline. I spend time on Facebook. I spend time on YouTube. I spend time on TikTok. I get up and we watch the news in the morning. You do know there are people who don't spend a lot of time. I spend a lot of time on these platforms because that is where my business lives. And I'm always looking for ways to, answer, help, whatever, but also bring awareness to the business that I have. So I spend a lot of time on social media. That's part, like the main part of my job. You got people who were at work and, oh my God, when are we going to be over this? Well, they're just hearing about it because they were at work doing a job. They weren't on their phones. Like, they were actually not stealing company time and being on their phones on company time. So they did not see the news conference at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They saw it when they got off at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. And now it's like all this ding, ding, ding. They're on social media. So now, oh, wait, what's going on? But you're upset because you spend all your time on social media, so you mad at them for being at work and not hearing about it. That doesn't make any sense. But when people were saying, like, they had heard nothing. They didn't know about the disappearance. They didn't know about the interviews with the parents. They didn't know about her returning. The first time they heard of it was from now people making the memes about all of the details. Since y'all don't like the word evidence, there's like, I still don't understand how do y'all want the facts to come? That is a whole nother discussion, and people saying we don't know all the facts. What is it going to take for you to accept certain things as facts? Like, is it that did you want them to do a live video would that have sufficed for you to where, now it's like, oh, well, how do we know they didn't, it's gonna be conspiracy theories. How do we know they didn't change the video and they lied this, whatever? Oh, they used AI to change her voice. That's not what she said. What is it going to take for you to accept something as factual? Oh, well, they edited that video in the car because she just went and just disappeared, so it has to be a part of that video missing. Is it that you want everything to play out live? Did you want them to go and interview her and put her, okay, hey, we found her, we're going to talk to her, whatever. And all right, hey, live at 5, we're going to get what happened? Because now everything that they're saying, you're like, oh, it's a lie. How they did this, how we know they didn't put that in her phone. Why do we're quick to believe that law enforcement, the government is lying. I don't care if y'all don't like what I'm about to say. People lie. Black, white, purple, orange, burgundy. I don't care. People lie. It's not this thing of, oh, this particular race lies. This particular gender lies. This particular religion lies. People lie. Yes, things have happened with law enforcement. And just because something happened in a different, although Hoover did have some issues too, I'm not going to say that they did not have some issues. But just because police officers in a different area lie, like a different city, different town, or whatever lie, that doesn't automatically mean that this one does. Because if that's the case, then when people say this is why I don't trust Black businesses, that means that every Black business will be clumped into that. This is why I don't do entrepreneurs and people who work from home, oh, they dirty, they're this, they're that. I found a hair. We put more emphasis on finding a hair in because you brought a plate and someone served it out of their home, and now it's, oh, see, this just why they don't got no sanitation. But do you know how many times you find hair in full-on 5-star establishments? Like, things just kind of happen, but we put more scrutiny on someone who's just starting out and we don't give them the same grace. It makes no sense. Like, I don't understand a society that, like, you want to have your cake and eat it too. You can't save your cake and eat it. This had me not wanting to help anyone, even if I see a child or children with them. And that's what I like for me, right? And still in prayer. For me, my prayer was about it not making my heart cold, not making where my heart is like, I'm just hard, because I am that person where if I see someone, children, an older person, or just someone that needs, like, I feel like I'm looking at them and my mind and how I process things is telling me that they need help. I am that person that's going to lend that helping hand, right? So now I'm like, well, shoot, is it going to be somebody that's going to jump out and snatch me? I want to make it home to my children. I'll be like this. Excuse me, you okay over there? Window down this much. You sure? You mean to call somebody for you? Need to call 911? Need to call a tow truck? I feel like it's going to change me. And my prayer was even for myself or for those who have kind hearts, that this does not make them cold and make them to where, like, they don't want to help people, because people do need help. Like, there are people who genuinely need help and may not get that help because now we're living in fear because of someone's alleged bad choices. It's supposed to involve a toddler on the side of the freeway, and she was not there when help arrived. I think that's why it got so much coverage. But again, I'm pretty sure like these things have been reported before. It's probably somewhere happening right now. Someone saw something. And we know that this happens, but it's like having like a light being shined on, like, hey, this is actively happening. Now people are super vigilant. People are going to be vigilant for about another week or so. Oh no, I'm watching my surroundings. I'm doing this. Don't talk to. It's going to probably last a week. And after a week, we're going to go back to our regular old how we operate. I will say this though. If you are sick of hearing this, I suggest you stay off social media for a while, because homegirl birthday is on Saturday. Oh, I can only imagine the birthday memes. Oh my gosh. I can only imagine what Friday and Saturday, maybe even Sunday, is going to bring with the amount of content that will be surrounded. It's probably going to be stuff about her spending her birthday locked up. They're going to make her a Cheez-It birthday. I can already picture the memes and the content that is about to come out. Girl, you did all this foolishness in your birthday. Girl, you can't even go out to the club and enjoy your 26th birthday, because folks gonna be all it. You can't even enjoy your. What I know for me, I'm like, girl, you crazy? See, I'm not gonna let nothing mess up my birthday now. Yep, allegedly, and the police use the word facts, because for them, to me, video evidence is facts. If I can show from the video surveillance at your job that you were going around and you were taking items and you walked out with a black robe, toilet paper, and some other items. If I can go and see a traffic cam and an interstate camera, and I can see what's going on, I can see that there was no child there. You have a very nice car, ma'am, that has GPS. It allows you everything. You're trackable. You do understand that someone can be around you and just say something. Your phone picks up on it, and now you're seeing a bunch of ads about something that you didn't even bother to physically search in your phone. That's the world that we live in. So your car is able to be tracked. They know what time this phone call came in. So if your GPS says that when this call came in, you were at this position, by the time the call was finished, your car was tracked at this position 600 yards away. I'm sorry, those are facts. That's not something that is made. So it's like, we spend all this money searching for her, so now we're going to spend all these extra reasons. She is that important that we are about to doctor her search engine. We are about to doctor the cameras at her job, the cameras at Target, outside and inside. We're going to doctor the interstate video and her searches. Then we're going to change what she told us, and we're going to say that she said X, Y, and Z. We found a movie somewhere and we added in there that she was blindfolded, but they didn't bound her hands. So she's that important. It is that important for them to, because they're not arresting her. They gave up all these resources and people searching for her, helicopters, all this. So we're going to doctor all of this information to make this one person look bad. That makes sense to some of y'all who are defending this and saying you're waiting for the facts. Oh, the police lie. They gonna make this don't affect them. This wasn't somebody being killed by the police department. They did what y'all wanted them to do. They searched for her. So at this point, what would be the purpose in creating so many alternative facts? Like, come on, people. Learn to hold people accountable. I don't care if they look like you, if they're female, if they're black, if they're LGBTQ, I see stuff like that. I'd be like, look, I'm not trying to leave out none of these letters because I don't want nobody saying, oh, but what about it? It's crazy that things like that make you you have to think about what you say because people get so offended about stuff. I'm like, that's just weird to me. That's so weird. But it's like, why? It doesn't matter who you are. You have to hold people accountable. So ish like this does not continue to happen. When I'm asking people and I say, okay, well, what facts are you looking for? We want to hear from her. So if she comes out and says, I don't care what they say, I know how I know what I went through or whatever, I was abducted. So we're just going to believe her saying that when there is evidence that can be it can be displayed, it can be shown. I understand. Then it was the whole story of, how many people are in jail for being falsely accused, and it was DNA evidence, and they went through all this and they didn't do it, and it comes out years later. That was that case. But in this situation, that one video told a lot. It told a lot. And people lie to get attention. I'm sick and tired of this narrative. We don't know if she has mental issues. And mental health is serious. Why are we putting this on her? The same way y'all don't like for us to say that she's just straight up lying. Why are we automatically calling her a liar? Why y'all automatically making her crazy? Oh, you have to be crazy to come up with a story like that. So that means that every writer who's ever written some crime drama, TV show, movie, they have to be crazy because people make up stories. My son likes to write his own fictional stories. Does that mean that he has mental issues because he has a very creative imagination? It's not that someone is crazy just because they came up with this whole. Truth of the matter is, I mean, she could have used a little bit more creativity. If it's in fact true, that it's not. It was a hoax. I came up from a distance. Sorry, not sorry. Exactly. There was a girl in California who faked her kidnapping, and that's the thing too. People act as if like someone faking this is far-fetched. I know of people who have done so much for the attention of a partner, a sexual partner, someone that they were in a relationship with. I mean, you got people that do fake pregnancy tests. They go through all this. They go through having fake bellies. This is why people end up kidnapping people's children. These things happen. No one will know what's going, like, really, unless you're able to take their brain out, dissect it, and figure out, well, what the heck was going on in your mind. We have to figure out how to analyze what's going on in your mind to make you make these decisions. Every decision, although every far-fetched decision, is not a result of mental illness. Who said it was made up? Well, there are those who analyze the details that have been presented and what was allegedly, we don't have the video. We didn't see it live. Obviously, it's going to be some people that are never going to believe, even if they were to release the full on video. Are they actually going to believe that those were her words? Or now that AI is so big, nope, that wasn't her, that was AI. They doctored that up. But the statement that was given to authorities when they were able to speak to her has a bunch of holes in it. It's things that doesn't make sense in how it was described. The events leading up to what happened, it doesn't make sense. The searches, so for some who will use their deductive reasoning, who and how they process it, they will see it as being made up. I, for one, am one who thought this was a cry for attention. She did not expect it to get this big, did not expect it to get national attention. It's like this whole imposter syndrome. This is just me. No one's going to care about me being missing. And then it blew up and it's like, oh, what the fudge? What the hell do I do now? So there are a lot of people who at this point, their theory on this is it was made up. I am one of them. Wholeheartedly, I am one of them. Because now they're going to try and make her pay for all that investigation. So that's a story. Like, so here's the thing, right? If it's proven that she had to remember, she did not make that claim or say, like, it's your family, right? It's not like she made a state or like she directly did something that led to like this whole search. Her family went and they called 911 to say, hey, which I would personally, some people say it's not anyone's business. I'm a detail person. I like to see stuff. I'm sorry. It's like a movie. When it ends, damn it, I wish there was more. When it's the cliffhanger, the end of a TV show, I'm talking about, well, what happened? Da, 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 da. Why is it any different? Baby, right now, I am on pins and needles waiting for season 4 of Ghost. Because in my mind, how in the hell they getting away? How they finna survive? Because now they got all these people that's looking for them. And for me, baby, I had questions about Tyreek and Brayden, okay? Same way I have questions when it comes to this situation. I have questions. So it's like, I would like to hear the 911 call of the sister-in-law to, about, hey, my sister-in-law said that she saw a baby, she got out. We said that we heard, because we didn't hear that as a 911 call. It was that this is the account that the sister-in-law that they put on social media. We was on the phone with her. She said she saw a baby. She got out. We heard her ask the baby if they're okay. We didn't hear anything or whatever. And then we just heard her scream and then nothing else. And we just hear sounds, which later were said to be the sounds of the interstate because her phone was right there, right? So we didn't hear that 911 call from the family saying that, hey, we think that she's missing, right? We haven't heard that. They have not released that. But it was her family that called 911. And once they called 911, it was a while before I heard about this story. I don't live in Alabama. I wasn't there. So I don't know if it was, once they called, was it an immediate start, like, search for her? I don't live there. I don't know those facts. I really don't. I mean, I care, but I don't care about those facts. All we know is at some point there was this big search. You have people coming from far and wide. People saying they drove 30 minutes to come help search. They did the little, and that they're walking. It was questions for me. I'm like, because I was trying to figure out what was on the other side of those bushes. Was it thick? Was it like deep woods? Was it this much woods? Which it was this much woods when I found out. Like, these are questions that people, like, you naturally just ask questions, whether it's real or if it's fictional. You ask questions. So her family said, based off of the fact that she told us she saw a baby and now she's no longer there, if she's missing, she's unaccounted for, something must be wrong. So it's not that that's something that's wrong, because this is what we want people to do. When someone is missing, we want a manhunt for this. When I had my heart attack and I had the catheter put in the middle of them blowing up the balloon, there was an Amber Alert that went off. I thought I was a goner. Scared the bejesus out of me. We have not heard. I have not heard anything. I didn't see no news. Amber Alerts go on for here all the time. Rarely do you ever really hear about them finding the person, like us getting an update on it. You're just kind of left. Okay, well, someone put an Amber Alert. I'm way in Miami, but I still share it out or whatever, because hell, it only take a couple hours to get outside of Florida. So, I mean, you share it out to people that's in Georgia or whatever, just in case like they happen to go there. So you just keep sharing stuff like that. But do we hear about what happened afterwards? With are they back home? We don't get an update. You're only going to get an update if you are invested in it and you physically go and do a search. But for this, people were posting this on social media. So you didn't have to go do your own search for the updates. All you do is just jump on social media. So to me, it's a little bit different. Social media was making this really, really, really big. And then, oh my God, once the whole, how people get, the minute a GoFundMe is made, oh my God, this has to be the biggest. This is just the most, oh my God. If a GoFundMe is made for something, oh, it's big to people. But that's the response that you want. You want to feel like if something happened to your loved one, it would be this much attention, whether you lied or not, or if it was someone that panicked. Dang, dog. I just went, oh, it's happened with carnivals, right? They'll go, kids run off. The kid is inside the mall somewhere, just chilling out. Like they got away. The parent was doing something. They want to blame the parents, whatever. They're at a carnival. I don't want to be at this game. Oh, I see the little lights when I want to run over here. And so now this child is scared. So they're hiding, but everyone's looking for this kid. Is it the parents' fault? Did they make a false report and saying that, hey, my child is missing, because they did not know that their child was just over there getting some cotton candy and hiding under a bleacher? And when they was calling their name, they think it's funny. They think it's a game of hide and go seek. But now there's all these people looking for them. yes, I understand that's a child, but it's the same. It really is the same. It wasn't her fault that her family did what anybody would do, and they panicked and said, it's something wrong. Help us find our family member. Now, if it's proven that, I mean, this happened because, like, it was like a domino effect. If she hadn't made this call to 911 at that, because that made it seem like this is something that's serious. If she would have just told this story to her family members, I think it would have been a little bit different. But the fact that you took the time to call 911 and give these details going in this direction, they're about 4 years old with a pamper on. They got a white shirt on. It's a white male. I'm following them. I'm not getting out my car on a busy. That alone would make me mad. If this was true, it's not on this road where there are no cars. I have a 5-year-old who will dart out and so fast, and like your reaction time. So you're trying to tell me that you were, oh no, I can see him. Have you talked to him? Have you said anything to him? No, I'm still in my car. So it's a baby on a busy highway, and you did not think to fully protect this child, because if they get startled, if somebody walking behind my 4-year-old, it's a car coming. Zani, wait a minute now. And that's the thing, like, I don't think people realize some people are processing this information based off of their own lives. I have a 5-year-old. I know how a 5-year-old, he just turned 5, so I know how a 4-year-old reacts. A car is following them, or thinking it's a game, they're going to want to run. Or even if they were drugged, like people say, oh, well, what if the baby was drugged? I'm like, it's still a kid who at any point can make a knee-jerk, and you're in a car. There was nothing you could call, and there was nothing you can be able to do other than say, okay, oh my God, ran to the street, and a semi-truck just hit him, because it was a bunch of trucks. I'm like, seeing that video, it made no sense. And it actually made me even more mad, because I'm like, if there was a kid in all of this traffic, especially, well, I'm saying no, once I heard the 911 call, in my mind, no evidence is out. In my mind, right? I pictured it, even if it was a highway, you saw the child, you got out, I'm standing here with this child, they're 3 or 4 years old, there's no adults around or whatever. And then to hear the call, and for 3 minutes, you sat, because you had to see the child. So I don't know how long before you saw and you called 911, according to her story. And so for 3 minutes, you sat there. You weren't at a standstill, like you were moved. So I'm sorry. As a parent to a child of that age, it made no sense to me. Maybe because she's 25 and she's never experienced a toddler at that age and know how they are. Maybe she did not know how to approach that situation. But as a parent, and me knowing how unpredictable a toddler can be, I would not be sitting in a car. So yes, I am going to inject my opinion, my thoughts on it based off of my life and the fact that I have a child that age and know how they act. So this is where it's like people need to understand that people are speaking on this based off of their perspective. There's no right or wrong. Based off of my life experiences, this is how I see it. And I respect how you see it, because maybe you've never gone through this, but this is how I see it. But yeah, I don't think that they can go back to, I don't think that they'll, unless they're going to say that her actions and calling 911 was a domino effect to the search, then it's like you can't really fault her because she's not the one that reported herself missing. It was her family. They cannot prove that she knew that there was a nationwide search for her and that there was all this stuff, because if her phone was there, well, I didn't know, like, even if she was hanging out somewhere, my mom did not know anything about this. She doesn't watch the news. She wasn't paying this any attention. So they cannot prove that she knew that they were searching for her and you needed to bring your butt home. You know, Floss the Mac did a video, and his video actually came out before the news conference, and it was like, yo, you ain't seen your Facebook? Oh shoot, I got to go. So we don't know if that was a situation to where someone told her at the 47th hour, 45th hour that, yo, they looking for you. Now you got to figure out how to get your butt back home. What they can hold her accountable to, even if it's through a jail time or a fine, it's a misdemeanor once she spoke with the police officers. And based on this whole case and all this investigation, them looking for her, if it is found that the statement that she gave was false, she can be held liable for that. People were comparing it to the Jussie Smollett situation. No, he called and made that call and made that official report to say, this happened to me. So in that case, it is different. So it was like when people were comparing her, you know, the lying part, if it is indeed a lie, is the same, but it won't bring the same consequences because he himself called and made this alleged story up, because he's still sticking by that it's still true. So, you know, alleged, but based off of their evidence, they found that, hey, this is not true. We're going to do X, Y, Z. And then they eventually dropped it or whatever, but they never said that it didn't happen. They just didn't have enough evidence to really pursue it. So it's like he made that statement, which is why they end up at least bringing up charges. They cannot really bring up charges for the investigation part of it because she's not the one that made that report. Out of their fear, the family made that report, and it's like, hey, get on this, and they put pressure on them. Now, if it is proven that the family knew that she was lying and you brought us into this, then the family is held liable. She can only be held liable for the misdemeanors of making a false statement about, you know, the about a crime, and the 911 call, which some people said is a felony. I forgot to look that one, but I know making a false statement about a crime is a misdemeanor, punishable up to 1 year in prison, in jail, and up to $6,000 in fines. The 911 call, you know, that's a different one. So that would be two different charges, but the investigation part really is not on her. I helped this lady that told me she had not eaten in days. I gave her $5. My sister also gave her some money, and she was on a mobile scooter where she could not walk. She came in the store and was picking up toys saying grandbabies are going to love this. I also helped this man who, so he could eat, and he walked to a Tahoe with rims. So now if it's not on my heart to give, I don't. Exactly. And if I do give, I just give it to God for the lives and let him do whatever. Exactly. It seems like it was a cry for attention. I'm waiting for season 5 of Family Business. That's right. It was the fam that called. I meant the reason for your live. Who's saying the facts were presented yesterday were made up by police? There's a lot of people that are saying that. Because I was on, well, that wasn't the purpose of, I mean, that's not the reason for my live. So the reason for my live was someone coming and saying that, you know, what the real issue was that we don't see people as being human, and the decisions that they make are theirs. It's their consequence to bear. There's going to be consequences, but we are human, because it was someone that said that they don't come to my platform to hear stuff like this. They're sick of it or whatever. They didn't expect this from me to be talking about this. And for me to say that, in my opinion, I thought that she was lying because I am a business person. This doesn't look good for my business. I'm sorry, excuse me. So that was the reason. So it depends on when you came into the live. But there are quite a few people that are saying, like, I've been on TikTok lives and stuff like that. Yes, I wasted, whether you want to say it's wasted time, spent time, Whether I listen to that or I watch TV, I can watch it. None of my shows, other than Sisters, are current shows. I'm watching a bunch of reruns or a bunch of Hallmark Channel. I like watching TV. If you are someone that does not normally, you don't watch TV, you go to work, you meditate, you work out, you pray, and you spend time with your family and all this quality time. You go and you cook 5-course meals when you get home for your family every single day. If that's your life, that's your life. That ain't mine. I like TV. Okay. I like entertainment. And right now, this was the best entertainment because everything that I watch, I've gone through my DVR. I literally watched 2.5 seasons of Outlander because I was way far back. No, it was like, one and then some change. So like 2 episodes from the season, watched the whole season, and now we're on the new season, and I'm caught up to episode 3. I end up watching a bunch of DVR stuff. I'm caught up. I don't have any Married at First Sight. I'm waiting for Big Brother to start. So in the meantime, between time for this TV junkie, I really have nothing to watch. Sports going on. I like TV. I like entertainment. So if I wasn't watching TV, yes, I invested time into listening to TikToks. I got on a couple panels on TikTok to, discuss my points of view on it. Yes, I did, honey. It was an entertainment for me. And in those discussions, it's a lot of people that are saying, "Oh, but you can't trust the police," and da 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 da. Oh, we don't have all the facts. We ain't heard her side. We heard Justice Smollett side, and we still think he lying. So why is she any different? Because it's a black woman. Protect the black woman. Like, come on now. Exactly. And that was the whole thing. People were outraged that the police did not, but that is actually protocol. Like, if they jumped, like, really think about it, right? We don't have, it's not like we have an infinite number of law enforcement. There's other crimes and stuff going on out there. So it's not like the police can literally jump at every single call of a missing person. Sometimes it's people that just run away. It's adults. They're going to ask questions. Well, what was their mental state? Was something going on before they go and put out all of these resources? And like I said, that was one of the main issues. People felt like it wasn't enough media attention. It wasn't enough on the part of law enforcement to go out and find her. They were the ones out. They waited all the way until the next morning. For them, it's like, oh, they waited too long. She can be clear across the country. She can be out of the country. They probably could have shipped her. This is what the issue was, but they cannot jump. So it's like we wanted them to jump to react and search for her. But now that, hey, this is what we found in our search, people don't want to believe it. That's what I still don't understand. She didn't get out of the car. I just don't see any person not getting out and grabbing that baby. Something doesn't sound right about that. People have a choice of what they want to watch, so they need to get over it. I always have TV or computer on. Exactly. That happened here in New Orleans a few months ago with one of our prominent chefs here. They thought he was missing. They put on Facebook and he surfaced. He didn't know he was being looked for. Kelly Price. She was like, well, what the hell going on? I think it was her daughter that had this. She was like, I just needed a break. I'm grown. I needed a break from y'all happy-go-lucky. But that was different, and they just kind of did that silently. And there was family that was concerned because they had not heard from her. The issue with this situation is you made a call about a very serious situation before you were unaccounted for. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm not saying this. So if you want to know one of my shirts that I had in mind, and if somebody going to do it, because I'm not going to waste my time designing it. So I was in the military, right? So when they call your name, you'll say, they'll be like Airman Lavelle, here, present, accounted for. So it's that word of being it's accounted for. So I was like, I'm not using the word missing. It was, whether or not she was present and accounted for. So during the time that she was unaccounted for, it was because of what led up to that. Because there's plenty of people who are like, I just need a break. I don't want to deal with you right now. Like I'm just driving off. It's been times where I myself have left and, you know, maybe have not said so someone where I'm going, or if I do tell them where I'm going and I don't show up and then my phone dies, you know, my family be ready to put out a whole APB on me because it's like, okay, wait, she ain't coming. She said she was going to Walmart. We got 2 Walmarts right here. Where did she go to Walmart at? In California? Because she not back yet. You know, I just so happened to, okay, this Walmart didn't have it where I wanted. I ended up way at a Walmart in Davie. Like, leave me alone. Yeah, I went a whole hour to, yes, I still went to Walmart. Oh, but nobody can get in contact with you. My bad, my phone died. I didn't have the charger. Like, this happens every day, and family panics. And it's like, I would have never known. Oh, damn, y'all was looking. If my phone dead, I don't know the child looking for me. Like, it happens. It shouldn't have happened to Kelly Price. Was it Kelly Price? That's what, no. It was Kelly Price that happened to, I think. Yeah. But yeah, anywho. So like I said, for me, real issue is respecting the fact that people are human, and understanding that people are human is also going to help you in your business, because people make decisions on what they believe, on their thoughts, their opinions, what they invest time in, what they invest money in, based off of what interests them. And just because you think that your product, your service is the greatest thing in the world, like I do, I think that honestly speaking, sublimation paper needs to be used by everybody. Like, for me, it's like, why are you wasting your time using any other sublimation paper? Why are you wasting your time watching any other YouTube channel to learn how to use Silhouette Studio? Why are you wasting your time watching any other channel to learn how to sublimate, learn how to make foam board boxes? Why are you in anybody else's classes learning about profit by the numbers? Why are you in anybody else's classes? Why are you on Udemy? Why are you on Teachable to learn how to make vector files when I have the best classes? Like, that's just how I feel about the situation. I mean, I don't understand why I don't have every person that wants to learn how to use Silhouette Studio. Like, y'all all should be following me. You should be in my classes, but guess what? That ain't the case, because people have preferences, who they want to shop with. You know, why is it that everybody who wants a shirt, who wants a custom shirt, why y'all not coming to me? I make custom shirts. Like, no, I want to serve the world. I want to serve everybody. Even though I only have one Cameo machine, like one printer, I want to service everybody. So why you not coming to me? This situation, stuff like this, the real issue is not accepting the fact that people do what the fudge they want to do. They invest time, money, energy into what they feel like deserves it at that particular time. And if in that moment, honestly speaking, is not the paper that they want to purchase, I can't get mad at them. If they want to still use ink that is black ink that's brown and making their colors look weird, I can't do anything about that. If they still want to struggle through edit points and tracing and trying to figure out on their own on YouTube on a video that really doesn't make any sense because that person is just now learning and someone told them if you make videos you're going to make money, even though they don't know how to teach in any way, shape, or form. But hey, it's free, I don't have to pay for it, and that's what they want to learn at. Like, I can't change that. You can't change it. You can't change, the fact that you got families that are, you might have people that's some haters. Because whoever put out that her man cheated on her with a stripper, baby, that was family, friends, or a hater. They was wrong for that. Everybody worried about finding this girl, and y'all gonna put her business out there that her man cheated on her with a stripper, and then the person went and posted the screenshot of the conversation. We supposed to be finding this girl, y'all. That's the part I found was wrong. I think that was just wrong. But that always happens, right? Something happens on one, they want to bring up their entire history. Oh, well, they were arrested in 1959 on a case for blah, 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 blah. Oh, well, last week, they yelled at their mama. Like, the minute something happens, people want to, that's like, it's natural to people want to poke holes and stuff. It's more entertaining to find holes in things because it keeps it going. What are you doing to keep the conversation going about your business? Some of you guys have posted more about Carly. That's the real issue. Some of y'all have posted more about Carly and this baby that's unaccounted for than you have your own business. I can probably go on some of your posts or comments. If I'm able to search your name and see how many people's comments how many people's posts that was contrary to what your beliefs are, you injected yourself into that and you made all these comments. Yet if I go through somewhere where someone asked about a service of this, you hide in the background. You're not making no comments about anything. Even if you kind of look at, oh wait, man, that's a really great idea. Like, have you ever considered getting shirts made, for this business? Or you ever considered getting shirts made with that phrase on it? Have you ever considered, da-da-da-da-da? Or will we have a flashlight that's going to help? Like, I saw you working on something or whatever. We got a new product, whatever, out. I think it'll be great for it. Can I send you one so you can kind of see? Like, oh, but we're worried about everything, making money. And you're not putting this same energy. You're the problem. Like, for those. So now I'm going to go into professor mode. For the ones who come here for the business tips and all of that stuff, you worried about what I did on my live video and on my platform, but you're not worried about your own business. Every time I did mine, baby, I plug, honestly speaking. I talked about in the beginning, hey, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what I teach, whatever, and I'm going to bring it back to it. But in you being so upset, how many times you plugged your business? They know your opinion and they know your views on this situation, but you finna still go back tomorrow and not have no sales. Many are young to remember Tawana Rowley, who faked being raped in 1987 before social media at the age of 15, which made national headlines. You are a breath of fresh air. Keep doing you. Ooh, thank you. Wow, I missed that part. Since she is safe, I'm no longer that invested in the story. I ain't gonna lie. I'm still invested because I want to know when the Tubi, Lifetime, Prime, who else kind of put stuff out like this? Lifetime, Hallmark. It was not really a murder mystery. I'm trying to think. When it come out, I want to be able to connect the dots. I'm invested like this is a episode of The Equalizer. I'm going to need Queen Latifah to get on this and figure out all of the details. Look, I got a whole, call it what you want, okay? But I got a whole list of questions and things that, yes, I am nosy enough to make this list of the things that I want to know about. Like the fact that I looked up the map to see where it was. But this one, I originally looked it up when it kind of happened because I'm like, dang, like how deep in the woods? Because we have some areas like, on the highways and they go deep in, you can get lost. Because how you navigate through that? Like, is it like real deep? Like, because I know they said they did like some, like a line. And I don't know if they like walked through it. Because I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, when they said that, which was again a question for me, I'm like, y'all did a line. I'm like, y'all walked through the woods, like y'all didn't chop them. Like, so how did y'all really find? Like, is it like a metal detector? Like, or I didn't see the video footage of them like walking through the woods and calling out her name to see if she was there. Like for them to walk out, like why was there no video of y'all walking through that area and coming out on the other side? And then when I looked at the map, I'm like, it's a bunch of houses over here. And then on the other side, it looks like something like a commercial, like a strip mall or something like this. Like it's businesses. Like if the wood part was like this big, like no, in perspective, but like it wasn't like miles and miles and miles of like woods and stuff like that or whatever. So I'm just like, oh, okay, interesting. I'm like, now that there's a story that they were thrown over a fence, I don't know too many. I know at least, look, don't throw nobody over the fence at my house because, baby, we got cameras everywhere, front, back, side. We don't just have a door camera. We got them everywhere. So did anybody's house security system pick this up? Was it the security system at the strip mall? Like, do y'all have this evidence, but y'all aren't putting it out there because you holding it so that you're building your case up against and poking holes? I got a lot of questions, honey. A whole lot. So it's like, you don't watch enough movies to where when you driving, you're trying to figure out about how long to start counting and things like that or whatever. Because how far did you go before you get to this semi truck? Because I know I've had some deliveries and semi trucks just don't be riding through residential areas. And on the other side of that, it was houses and stuff like that. And then they forced you into a car, not even into the trunk. So you're trying to tell me you rode through these residential, like all this stuff, whatever. And, it's like a police car. You couldn't like unlock the door or whatever because you never saw the lady, but it was just the one guy that had you, and he forced you into the car and drove you to where he then put you in a sim. So what area were you in with this semi truck? Was it in this residential area? Did he take you to a truck stop and throw you in? Baby, call it what you want. I used to write plays, okay? My son is like me. I wrote short stories. My sister also has a couple of books that she's written. I'm trying to figure out if I'm about to write my next bestseller, because this is some good content, okay? Some good content. I can let y'all look. If I write this book and I become a bestseller, y'all ain't gonna see me on here teaching y'all about no business. I'll be on book tours. I still write. So for me, this is great content. I need the details so that my book makes New York Times bestseller list as the first week is put out. I need it to be on New York Times bestseller. Like, I'm into details like this. I like writing fictional books and scenarios and movies. I used to write when songs used to come out, like before the video was, like you would just hear the songs. I used to write and like plan out videos to the songs. Like, I used to act it out I got mental issues too. Do I have mental issues? Because I used to act out whole off a song. I'm going and don't let it be a love song. My mind, I'm in the shower and that's who I am. So I got questions. When I write my book on this, yes, it's a full page of notes. Yes, it is. Call me nosy. I don't care. Yes. If I tell y'all if anything, this should prove I practice what I preach. I'm not people that's out here and just telling y'all to do something just to make money. Like, if I tell y'all all the time, take notes, get you a book and write down ideas, thoughts, would you expect anything less than my whole full page of notes? If nothing else, I am very consistent. I am going to be ready, okay? Anybody gonna read my book and say I left out some stuff, okay? They're not gonna go, and when I write this screenplay for Lifetime, Tubi, Prime TV, Netflix, ain't nobody gonna say that Shaquille Lavelle left out none of the details, because, girl, I had notes from the beginning. This is gonna be very authentic to what happened, because, and I'm about to transfer this to my notebook. If nothing else, you got it. I'm very consistent. Okay, very, very. Y'all, I showed y'all my notebook, my notes of cheer. Very, 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 very. Okay, yeah, yeah. So know that. I mean, to me, does that not prove that I'm great? Why would you not want to have, a business coach, who really practice what they preach? They're very consistent. I think that proves that I am worthy of you taking a class with me. If I'm that detailed about something as trivial as this, how detailed do you think I am about some real ish, like designing, about making foam board boxes, you know? I made a post and I said, I have no desire to make or sell wind spinners, but I have this many wind spinners. So I asked the question, why do y'all think I have so many? And some people say, oh, promotion. Promotion? If I have no desire to make these, why in the hell would this be promotion? Now, this part, so when I show it, yes, duh, it's going to be promotion. I'm the professor. I'm going to, put items on here. The professor taught me to be incredible. This was all testing. Someone said, these are 10 inches. I only have an 8.5-inch wide printer. Every time I do it, it messes up. I get this line. So I was like, oh, okay, well, let's see if we can figure out if there is a trick or something that you can do. It really isn't. This is something where if you don't have a wide format printer, just don't try it because you're going to get the line. And because of it, I think it's more so because of the openings in it, because I've done things where I've pieced it together, but on this, it's just kind of weird, like how it works, whatever. So I'm going to end up doing the video for this, that this just doesn't work if you're going to try and piece it together because of the way the material is. But I could care half a crap about this, but it's the details. And this is how many different tests. So this was one test. I think this is the one. Nope, this is also split. I'm going to do a video. Don't worry, a full video is coming about this because this one is long. But like, I'm not sure you can see the little area right there. I don't know what happened on the bottom. And then this one actually wasn't that bad, but it's like something weird happened over there. Then there's this one. It's on this side. So I didn't do this for no promo. I did this so I can teach. It was somewhat nosy, I guess you can say, and just being very curious. So I end up investing the money and the time to like do this to figure out if there was some sort of solution for this. Like, this is what I do, right? So people ask about copy paper versus sublimation paper. Doing this, you can see the difference in the color on the copy paper versus sublimation paper, the difference in the saturation of the colors. And you're looking at the bottom. There's like these little weird white flecks and stuff on the one for the copy paper. So this is sublimation paper. You can see the difference in the yellows. So like, this is this, like, so for someone who has an issue or a thing when it comes to details, this is important, right? So hold on. Very consistent. Yes, you are. Do you remember the balloon boy hoax? It's the highway, the woods, and the fence with the wires, more woods than the neighborhood. It's not a lot of woods, but it's not too small either. Still unbelievable. But just some more insight. Yeah, see? I mean, I was trying to, I know it's not like, I was gonna say it's not like this small, but it wasn't like this deep area of woods. But that even makes it worse. So it's like the highway, the woods, it's a fence with wire over it, then more woods, and then the neighborhood. So that's a lot to be thrown over a fence that had wire on it, but okay. I do go deep. Thanks for sharing. I was going to get some, but now I will not waste my time until I get, see, I'm going to do that one. Like, I'm going to go back to being the professor right after this. We're going to talk about these two things in a video. But yeah, I definitely recommend having a wider format printer for those. Part one, the problem for me is the distance she drove. Otherwise, as a criminal defense attorney, I would have a problem wait, I would have a problem with them focusing on discrediting her. I don't think that they're focused on, I think now society is kind of focused on discrediting her. I stand to like, and for me, I choose to believe that it's not about them intentionally trying to discredit her. But if in the course of their investigation, this is what we found, we didn't go and seek out this information to discredit you, but at the same time, we can't go and push this under the rug and not let the public know what we found, because people are still questioning, well, what happened in those 49 hours until she returned home? Like there are questions that people have. So because people are invested in it, they're wanting like these answers, and all they're saying is, well, this is what we found. There was no evidence to show. We had not one other person on this busy highway that reported a child reporting seeing a child. No one whatsoever. We have interstate video. We don't see for hours where anyone pulled up, and now with someone saying there's a neighborhood, there's woods, there's this. So it's not even like, okay, someone could have been just parked on the other side, walk through, put the baby there, let the child sit there, like, and then, and then take them back. Like that's the stuff that makes no sense. So it's like they're showing that no one ever pulled to the shoulder to drop this child off. And like leave them there. That's the part to me is a smoking gun. And all right, well, we don't see anything. Yes, it's dark, but there's enough of the headlights to where if it's not like the grass there was really high. I looked at my kid. My kid is actually short for his age. He's probably the height of an average, probably 4-year-old. So I'm like, him to walk, I think any of those cameras would have picked up that child. So I think that alone, just looking at the interstate video, probably did it for them. And maybe they did become more aggressive in looking for information. I don't think that if someone's missing, like, to me, I think it's natural to try and look at their search history. I don't know. I'm not a cop. I don't know if every time someone's missing, like, is that protocol to go through their search history, to check their phone history, I would assume that it is, but I don't know that. Now, if it is not normal for them to go that deep and search internet search histories, to go to someone's job and look at the videos and look at the search history on their computer, if that's not their normal protocol, then it is them doing a deep dive to discredit her. But if they did their job and this is what we found, we're not trying to discredit her. We are being as open with the public as you guys have wanted us to be with this investigation. Yes, it may not be the outcome that you wanted. You wanted us to go be like, well, we bust down the door, like, we found her, we bust down the door, we killed 5 people to rescue her. I'm sorry, we couldn't give you that. We couldn't give you that ending to this story. Okay, our ending is this is what we found, and I feel like people want to discredit what they found in saying that they're trying to discredit her, and I just think they're presenting the details that they found. Yeah. So I'm not saying that people don't lie. And from people telling certain stories, they can lie. We see this all the time. We see people who people love to follow because they say that they're multimillionaires. There was a lady that, she said she was buying a car, that this is her car. And then the car dealership came and said, she ain't buy this car. She brought in all her props, took a picture in front of this car, and then she left. Like, people lie all the time. And the proof in that was the video evidence, you know, and that wasn't doctored. So I do know that people lie. Black and white, to me, it's very hard to discredit black and white evidence that shows exactly what happened, and then multiple pieces of evidence in different places, GPS tracking of you. Like, that's a lot. Like, that, damn it, like, who is she, like, that she's worth that much trouble? Oh yeah, people that know her are definitely discrediting her. It's people that either don't like her, people who, even if they're family and they're holding them account. I can say for me, I don't think I would do that to my family member, even if it was like we knew that she was lying. I'm just gonna shut the hell up. People gonna ask me, and I'm like, y'all don't have to wait for all the evidence. I don't think I could ever throw my family or close friends under the bus. You just got to figure that out for yourself. So I think that was wrong for people to kind of really put that out there if they say they care for her. But I can definitely see someone who's close to you who's still obviously not a silent hater. It's like, that's what she get. This is who she is. Whatever they have a dislike for her. I can see them putting it out there. But I would hope that it's not loved ones that's discrediting her, and just one that she's maybe had beef with that's saying, child, I know this person. Like, I've done it in a live video. I told you, your people know you, which is probably why they don't shop with you, because they're thinking about how you were. You might be changed, reformed, and you don't wait last minute. You are reliable now, but all they see is the person that they knew who was not reliable. You cut corners. That's all they see. And it's going to take a lot for you to prove that you're not that person anymore for them to patronize your business. And it's not that they don't want to support. It's just that, well, I don't want to get burned. Like, I've been burned by you before. So, all right, y'all, I'm going to come right back because we're going to talk about these, as well as the wood spinners and my research and whatnot. I'm mad that I so like, it's like the little details, right? Because on the tumbler, as I'm talking about it, people will come in. They might come in and catch the tail end of it. So it's people that are coming in now. They didn't hear my spiel when I talked about the fact that I have the best sublimation paper and ink. Check out our website, shop.hsink365.com. They didn't hear me when I said that we have the best classes and trainings on all things creative to help you unlock your creativity over on 365 Creative Academy. But you can purchase your classes along with your products over on shop.hsink365.com. There are people who are just coming in right now. They didn't hear me say the fact that our paper sublimates at 365 degrees at 30 seconds, and our black be blackened, and you don't need butcher paper. See, like, they didn't see that, right? So because I'm just like talking, they're coming in on the tail end of it. So when I made these, I was like, okay, so even when I'm talking about it, like, they understand that this is sublimation. And guess what? We have branding on this. It's like, yeah, go ahead. So I'm going to talk about it kind of like this. On this one, I just put the professor taught me. I was like, damn, why I ain't put, because technically it don't say the brand on it. I made sure for this one I did. It's all about product placement and branding. Always thinking about that. So yeah. So I'm like, why do I have all these people thought that it was for marketing and branding? Child, no, this when I do this video, say my name when no one is around. Say, baby, you love HS Ink. So yeah, I'm about to do this video next. If you've ever wondered about copy paper and whatnots and things like that, we are going to do that video. And if you have a small format printer and you have been considering these we're going to talk about this. So be sure to come on back. The same way y'all came and watched this video, be sure to come on back for the educational part as well. All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace. You need to send me a question? Go ahead and inbox me your question, or you can email the professor at hsink365.com with your question. So you can either email the professor at hsink365.com, or just go ahead and inbox me or send a message to the website. So on our website at the very, very bottom, there is a chat option and you can send your question there as well. All right. Next time. Peace.